there. My name is Jadel Glucki, and I am the Software Development Manager here at Horizons International. And I'd like to show you a feature in our Quality Central application that I find very fun to use and easy to understand. When your customers enter into an agreement with your company, you might want to define minimum and maximum criteria that your products that you ship out to your customers meet. And that's what our item specification process is used for. You set up those specifications and lock them in so both parties know what to expect. If those specifications change in our system, you would create a new specification and send that out to your customer. So what we've done is we've added the ability to add specification-specific documentation to the current process in the form of a rich text format field, which allows you to put graphics and symbols and things like that on your specifications to make them look better and more powerful. So in this video, we're going to set up an item for specification. We're going to add a rich text format field to the item. Then we're going to open up the item specifications report process, create a new specification and copy that rich text format. Then we're going to preview it and show it how it appears on the report for you. So the first thing that I need to do is set up an item for specification. So I'm going to go to operational data and items. And we're going to use AB drum fill as an example, which is the first item. Now, the first thing we need to do is to attach our testing specifications to that item. So right now it has no tests attached to the item. And in order to show up in the specification, we need to add those. So I'm just going to say that, I'm going to have the intrinsic viscosity, the melting point, the moisture level, and the luminance. Okay, so those are my specifications. I'm going to click Save. Now, if you'll notice this new button up here, which is the Edit Item RTF, so that's how you add a rich text field to the item. So you click on that, and what happens is it opens up, it looks like WordPad, Notepad, kind of that, but it has a lot of features, just actually like Microsoft Word. So what we're going to do is we're going to build this. We can insert pictures, hyperlinks, text box, symbols. We can change the page layout. I'm going to change my margins to narrow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some text that I had saved already, and I'm going to put it into this document. Okay, so I paste this in. So this is a graphic, and then this is text from, the World Health Organization, a document based on water sampling. Now, this can be it can be 100 pages if you want. The one thing that I want to caution the users of our quality system is that you have to be really careful on just how large graphic sizes are, because your SQL database size may grow immensely if you add, a 30 megabyte graphic file. So what you want to make sure is that you put graphic files that are of small size. You can go to the web and use different tools on the web in order to reduce the size of graphics, but that's beyond the scope of this video. So I've got this item RTF that I created, and I'm going to close it, and it says updates made to the RTF file. Do you want those changes inserted into the current record? And I'm going to say yes. So now this record has that document attached to it. I'm going to save this. So now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to modify the item specification report and I'll show you how the rich text format field works on that report. So I go to reports, I go to designer, I say new, item spec RTF test. Okay, and this is item, I'm going to say item specification. Okay, so now I click design report, and the report designer comes up, and you'll notice that down at the bottom in the report footer, we have a field that is set to grow and can shrink. Okay, so this item RTF1 is where the item rich text format field will appear. You can take this and you can drag it into the header, or even in anywhere else. Usually the report footer or the report header is the two places that this would go. You could put it in the page footer, but that would mean that every time you have a page, it prints this specification, which you probably don't want to do. So we'll just check off this can shrink. Now, the rich text format field is stored in the database as it's called a binary stream. And if you accidentally take this RTF1 field and put it onto the report, what's going to happen is you're just going to get a bunch of binary garbage. The way to add a rich text format is to name the control underscore item RTF1. In the future, if we add a second rich text format field for items, then you would insert, an underscore item RTF2. And the code behind the scenes knows that when it finds that rich text format field, that it converts it from the binary stream data into a rich text format field. So that's the report footer. So simply, if I wanted this in the header, I would just simply make this bigger and then drag this into there. So now the rich text format field would print at the top of the report. And let's do that. So I'm going to save this. I'm going to close, and I'm going to save this again. Okay, so now we're all set up. We're ready to go with a new specification. So I'm going to go into the item specifications form, and I'm going to click new. So this is version 1 of the AB drum fill specification for a particular customer. So the AB drum fill B1, and we're gonna customers AA cust, so I can go AA cust. Specification description, showing RTF edition. So the report layout, of course, we want to change this report layout. Oh, we have to hit refresh. We need to change the report layout to the spec RTF test one that we created. The customer is all casting, and the item is AB drum fill. So now that we've done that, I'm going to click save, and currently the rich text format field is attached to the AB drum fill item. It's not sitting on the specification currently. So what we want to do is we want to copy that rich text format from the item. Okay. That allows you to create standard specifications for every single item. But then your customer may have different specifications. So now that we've copied that rich text format from the item, I want to edit the item rich text format field. So if you wanted to put, customer, what is it? AA casting, specific testing requirements. Okay, you can actually modify this specification for this customer so that it's different than the standard item specification that you have for all of your customers. So I'm just going to close this. Would you like to update it? You say yes. Now, one thing about that, let's generate lines. So now we've added the test results and minimums and maximums and criteria that need to happen for that particular customer. And what we're going to do is we're going to preview. So when we preview, we see the item specification report. We see the customer specific testing requirements, the graphic, the water sampling, and then it generates the generic specification document. Now, because we moved this to the top of the report, it needs to be formatted differently. We probably want to add a page break here. This is why adding it to the footer is usually best, because then here's all your testing results, and then it would show you anything in your rich text format field. Okay, so that was a quick run through of our new item RTF field, and I hope you found this interesting and useful in your day-to-day activities. Thanks very much, and we'll see you in the next video.